Hey everybody, welcome to Around the Verse. I'm Ben Lesnick, and filling in for Miss Sandy Gardner is...
James Pugh.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm here. For some reason.
It is a great time here at Cloud Imperium. We just got back from Gamescom. We hit the $51 million mark in crowdfunding. It's pretty cool.
Pretty crazy.
Very crazy.
Every time we hit another million, it still surprises me.
Yeah, it's... I remember back at the very start of the game, Chris came to me, he said, we're going to make $2 million to prove people care about space sims. I said, I think you're crazy, this will never happen, crowdfunding is dumb.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I actually said was, yes, I'll do whatever I can.
Exactly.
But I was thinking that,
Yeah.
and he has proved everyone in the world wrong at this point.
Yeah, this project is something pretty special.
But speaking of pretty special, Gamescom, that was quite a demo, our most successful public live stream ever, in that it only broke 5 or 6 times.
Yes.
But
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good for us.
We tried.
And the game itself didn't break this time. It was all like network interruptions, and we're very happy with how it turned out. Only crashed the game once, and the stuff was so cool. We talk about the race mode and the FPS and everything here all the time. The fact is we don't get to play it all the time. A lot of it's being done at other studios.
That was the first time I had seen a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, like I knew the racing mode was coming. I knew it would be pretty cool. I didn't know it would look like that. It's super fancy. You already know.
Can't believe it. Well done. I was really impressed by the Murray Cup stuff because a fan of the lore, reading up on the Murray Cup and prior winners, I never had in my head of how the race actually goes, and I like the ring checkpoint system. I think it's an interesting way to do it.
It's so cool because 18 months ago that was just some throwaway lore that Dave Haddock came up with, and now it's a fully functional game that's just as cool as Mario Kart.
Take that, Mario Kart.
Of course, the Constellation lineup is now available. Get your Phoenixes. They're available through Monday. The other ships are going to be permanent additions to the store.
You seen the hot tub in that Phoenix, though?
The hot tub is not fully realized yet. The artists are pointing out there's supposed to be a screen around it. There's going to be water in it down the road.
Oh, good thing there's a screen around it so your space kids don't fall into it.
Yeah. So Star Citizen hot tub improvements are coming.
I remember there was that moment right before the event. I think it was actually Wednesday. And we were looking at some of the video stuff that had come in, where we both kind of took a moment and remembered what we're doing and what project we're working on.
Yeah, it was the Constellation commercial. We saw the final audio mix. And
it was a really cool moment where we take it for granted what we're doing and actually seeing it in front of us and seeing everything kind of come together is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that you see something like a Constellation commercial finally coming together, and you're like, oh my God, this is why I do this. It's really cool.
I agree.
And with that, let's look at the news around the verse. First up, Arena Commander.
CIG UK has been hard at work on the racetrack for the Murray Cup that launches in version 0.9.
They've also been polishing up the so-called cinematic camera. That's what lets us do shots like the intro of Chris's demo where we go from space into the ship and air gets sucked out. We're going to have that in the game itself to render cutscenes on the fly.
The UK continued to work on cockpit optimization, focusing on the Aurora, the Hornet, and the racing ships.
Woo, racing ships.
That's right.
How about those? Here's one we can share with you. The M50 contest where we got over 1,000 entries.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a fun time going through and picking out, because you guys did some incredible skins for it that we hopefully want to put in the game down the road.
Yeah, I agree. Some of the ones I really like got outvoted though.
And we noticed a lot of Trons. We sent all the Hello Kitties to Jessica.
Yeah, she was into those. I took the unicorn one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool.
That's my background now.
My favorite was the Tiki, by the way.
Yeah, that was Ben's favorite.
Anyway, back to the news.
So, next up, the Persistent Universe.
Austin has made progress on the first 3 sample missions for the Persistent Universe. Basically what they're doing is prototyping how missions are going to work in the game by creating some complete start-to-finish missions that will play through in the game.
Out of Moon Collider, a node has been finished that allows Kythera-backed NPCs to interact with objects in the environment. This will go a long way to make the NPCs feel like more alive in the verse.
And in Austin, they're constructing a mock space station that's going to be kind of the basis for figuring out how things work in the Persistent Universe, both how stations work, how they interact with the economy system, and more.
So are they building this in Austin?
Yeah. Rob Irving is just gluing it together out of balsa wood. It's all hands on deck there for the space station construction.
I like how you think you glue stuff together to make a space station.
Well, you ever watch like the Amish put together a bar and they just get a bunch of glue and I'm
just
pretty
put
sure
that in
that's how it
space.
works.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, well,
It's so many letters for that one.
next up is Squadron 42.
The UK has continued whiteboxing missions. Mission 4 is now playable.
Also out of the UK, they've integrated FPS controls to some missions.
And they finished the first draft of the mocap shoot. And in fact, Sandy was in London just the other day looking at mocap spaces. Got a big shoot ahead of us, and we definitely need some room.
Did you see that room?
That was a big room.
It's a huge room. It's the size of it. Well, actually, I think it is a warehouse, so that makes sense. Next up is ship development.
Everybody's favorite.
Yep.
We're continuing grayboxing on all your favorites, the Retaliator, the Gladiator, Javelin, the escort carrier, which is being renamed, and others.
And Santa Monica has finished a Constellation demo, which you've all seen by now. Basically, everything coming out of Santa Monica can be wrapped up in 2 words. Gamescom happened.
That was quite a push to finish the Constellation demo.
Yeah.
I think Forrest was here basically all day, every day for...
I'm pretty sure Forrest was here for a week.
Forrest is here all day, every day, always. That's not a good example, but everybody was all hands on deck for that, and it turned out really cool.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be able to do that for you guys. It was awesome. And I
Except
had a
for the time
blast.
Chris fell through the floor.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
No, that never happened.
And speaking of our demo, let's check out some of the footage that Sandy and Brian shot while they were in Germany.
So I'm back here at the AVARC in Cologne with Eric Wingman Peterson.
Hello.
Goofball Supreme.
Okay, yeah, true.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely true.
What are you doing right now? Tell us.
Hey, trying to make some protection for an unboxed monitor.
Tell me, man. What are you doing?
And so you're back in Germany once again.
I love Germany. It's this is probably our most fun event to do every year. This is it. Last year we had an amazing time here. The turnout was fantastic. You guys came and blew us out of the water, and now we're looking to take it all the way to 11.
Is there anything that you would like to tell the backers about this event? Anything in particular? Anything that stands out to you as a factor?
Yeah, there is a lot actually. Every time we do an event, we have like a schedule of things we want to show or things we want to bring in, and then we have like backup plans. We're like, okay, if we don't get to this really cool thing, can we have another really cool thing to aim for? And this is probably the first time we got everything done. So we have like usually 1 or 2 backup plans in the main, and this time we got it all done. And this, we're looking for, if things go right, if I do my job right and direct the cameras correctly for the live stream, then it's going to blow people out of the water.
Awesome. Has there been any particular pitfalls with organizing this kind of thing in Germany?
Yes, well, sort of, but the truth is we have so many people that come to help, like yourself and like others that are here. You know, right now I think we have 24 volunteers helping us set up, which is amazing. And again, once again, we can't do it without you guys. So the only real problem we've had is we had, I believe, a chair we wanted to give away, the SciTech chair we wanted to give away, a gaming chair, and it got stuck in customs. So other than that,
Und nun freuen wir uns sehr, euch zu zeigen, woran wir so hart gearbeitet haben und die Person vorzustellen, auf die ihr schon alle gewartet habt. Chris Roberts.
Hey guys! Alright, so that's the end of our presentation.
Let's go camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, bingo.
Yes.
It'll be a little harder than that. If you look up closely on the top left part of the screen, that's where you'll see me. I'll be up in the loft.
Yeah, in the video nest here, there's a lot of text set up. We might be able to show that later.
Cool.
But, yeah, thank you very much for your time, Eric, and I wish you a pleasant evening.
Where are we going to see him?
In the verse.
That looked like a lot of fun.
I wish I was there. That looked like a great time.
It did. Actually, I wish I was there too, because I wonder how many beer gardens they went to.
Well, what I learned when I was there 2 years ago was that basically Germany is all beer gardens, at least Cologne. It's Kolsch everywhere.
How have I never been to Germany?
And that's why I was not invited back.
That's why they didn't take me.
Will, take it away with MVP.
Hey everybody, I'm lead moderator Will, here to bring you this week's MVP. This week's MVP goes to Cynical Cyanide for his Arena Commander benchmark and performance thread. He's compiling information from you, the forum members, based upon your system specs and how Arena Commander is running. So be sure to stop by his thread and let him know what graphics card or processor that you're using and how Arena Commander is running for you. Also, for those who don't know, Star Citizen has its own book club called Pages Around the Verse. This month, we're actually going to be reading Hyperion by Dan Simmons and meeting on August 5th to discuss it. So be sure to stop by both threads, and we'll catch you guys next time. Hey James, do you have the... Where is everybody? Hey, do you by chance... Why is nobody here? everybody, welcome to the official second office for Cloud Imperium Games here in Santa Monica. And the first building is still all the devs, all the production managers, all that boring stuff. Down here is all the cool stuff with the community people, with the customer service team, got the legal team, all that stuff. But let's go ahead and check it out. So over here we have our customer service team with Chelsea, who is unfortunately out today. We have Alexis, who is doing amazing customer service stuff like answering tickets, feeding fish, all that stuff. Here's where I sit. Speaking of sitting, we got some new awesome chairs for the new office. Some people use them, some people don't. As you can see, James is still using the black chair like from the old office. It's very important that James and I sit close together. We're always talking about community things, you know, pages around the verse, you know, editing this show, all that stuff. Here is our legal department. Our paralegal Jessica is not in right now. She's probably off doing lawyering things like signing contracts, you know, making sure that we stay in business, all that stuff. And over here is Ben Lesnick, the amazing community manager who makes sure that Star Citizen continues running to be the best. Over here is where Sandy sits, or where our event planner sits. And this is over here is our editing team, where what you're watching right now is being edited right there. So thank you very much for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Get the hell out of my office.
And now it's time for Ben's favorite segment to introduce.
But what does this say?
Bug Smashers.
Boog Smashers? Bug Smashers!
Hey everyone. Gamescom has killed me. I need my energy back. Bug Smashers! So we're back from Gamescom, or I'm gonna look back at what we have on our main branch now that, you know, we set the Gamescom branch aside. We want to see what the game's current state is and if anything broke while we were busy doing other things. So we hop on to the main branch and we found a whole assortment of bugs. One of the bugs that we have, which was assigned to me, is to figure out why the player cannot leave the weapon mount. So you go to the hangar, put in some weapons, sit on the weapon mount, shoot some guns, and then you want to leave and you're stuck. You can't have that because what happens if you want to go to your weapon mount, go to your ship, you know, you want to walk around afterwards, so we have to fix that guy, and I'm here to show you how. Hop in. Whee. Skip some asserts, shoot things around a little bit, wait for the HUD to pop in. Oh, lots of asserts. And now I want to exit. What's this? I hit F, nothing happens? No! That means I have to restart the game. Or not. Let's show you how I fixed that. So what was happening? Let's move into the code. We'll go into the vehicle code. So while we were on the Gamescom branch, we had some other fine folks work on some other bugs in the meantime. And one of those was to prevent the players from exiting the ship whenever they're flying or airborne, which is this guy right here.
Yeah, we need the clap.
The clap. And it was just because that we treated the weapon mount as a flyable spaceship, and it was off the ground and floating just enough that it would say in the code, hey, I am actually off the air, in the air, not landed, and that caused it to go, all right, I can't exit because I'm supposedly moving in the air. So in this little script, this defines basically our vehicle and how it operates. And in here is our movement parameters. And we actually set up the weapon mount to be a spaceship movement, which not good. For one, it does all the little calculations that you would need for a spaceship that you don't need for a mount, so we're doing a little bit of overcomplicating things. And this airborne thing, if we search in the code, if you are not touching the ground and you happen to be floating just a little bit. So if we go into our game, you may not see it, but we're actually floating a really small amount. And that's causing our spaceship to act as if it's not landed. You know, the fix was rather simple. We just went into the scripts, made sure that we're using a new move type That was just to make sure that the weapon mount was purely static and it will never move. And that way that the exit code wouldn't treat it as a spaceship and going, oh my gosh, I'm lifting off in the space. And now we're able to just exit the mount and enter the mount, exit the mount, and just continuously go in and out.
Hello everyone, I am sitting here in the Foundry 42 offices with my good brother Aaron. We just came back from Gamescom like this past Friday, and I think we have something that's been given to us.
Got sent through, which is pretty cool actually. I'm going to show everybody. We have, look at that. That is really cool. And it comes
shipped to E. Roberts at Foundry 42 by Colonial Moving. Which is pretty cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, and basically
it's for Operation Pitchfork.
It is. It's a defensive weapon against the Vandal.
A farmer's pitchfork.
That's right. It's very cool.
So anyway, we had a great Gamescom. I think in this episode around the verse, we're showing a bunch of it. But what did you think, Aaron? That was your first sort of big, the first Gamescom. You were at the PAX East event, which didn't go quite as well as I think Gamescom went. But
oh no, I mean it was actually really enjoyable. The biggest thing I think was just seeing the actually being able to go and hang out with the fans and the backers, and had a lot of fun actually when the presentation started because I didn't have to be part of any of the actual presentation side, and a lot more work went into getting it there. But that side was good. So I just sort of, as soon as it started, I just walked out to the back and just got to just kind of be with the audience and watch the whole thing. And it was actually a lot of fun just seeing everybody's reactions and seeing how much the way everybody responded to it and so forth and things. So that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I had a great time. I mean, it was. We put a lot more work into this one. Not that we don't put a lot of work into them, but we have a much bigger company now. A lot more people working on the project than there were last year, and so we had a lot more that we wanted to show. So it was much more of a production. But I definitely think it showed, and it seemed like all of you out there really liked what you saw. I mean, the team itself was pretty proud, and it was kind of nice because the various studios got to see what everyone else in some ways had been working on, and so not everyone in every studio gets to see the full sort of like scope of everything that's happening in the game. And so all our studios actually watched the live stream as well as you guys, and so it was kind of cool to see them all pretty happy and psyched. And it's fun. So we're going to prep. We've got a couple more things coming up, which is going to first one will be a sort of smaller affair we'll do in Los Angeles for the anniversary of our crowdfunding launch on October 10th, which we sort of call CitizenCon, but it's sort of more about presenting kind of what our progress has been so far, which we'll live stream as well. And then we've got an event that will come up in Australia at the very end of October during PAX Australia, which will be fun. I think everyone's going to come across that event, and I'll have a few surprises for you there. But yeah, cool. We're having a good time. So what have we been doing here while I've been here?
I mean, basically we're putting on the final touches of what we call internally release 13, which is also known as 0.9, which is basically a lot of the stuff that Chris announced. We're just making sure that it's working properly, getting the different stuff in there, where it needs to be, coordinating with the rest of the company who are working on it, because obviously all the different time zones and stuff. So there's a lot of coordination which goes on. But yeah, no, it's coming together. Obviously the big thing, obviously we're just trying to really make sure we get the start of is the leaderboards and things like that. And so that's kind of one of those areas which we're working on.
A little risky right now, so we'll see.
Stuff, but we definitely want it to be in, so we're getting the things going, but no, I mean, and also of course getting on with a bunch of Squadron 42 stuff here as well. Really getting the working on the first chapter of missions, which is really great and cool, as well as a lot of ship pipeline things and all the kind of stuff that you guys expect and that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, well, so I mean, because I've been sitting here, I've been going over the Squadron 42 story, which we've been sort of developing over quite a while. We've got a pretty good story and outline, and Now it's much more down to sort of the details of what's happening in the missions, and we're trying to figure out exactly how far we can push it and what we can do. So that's one of the big things. We're also talking about sort of next stage, sort of space, arena commander features we'll put on beyond what's going to be in V0.9. And there's a pretty big team here. I mean, one of the things we're doing, Brian, who does our video production, has been over here this week, and we've been picking up a bunch of stuff around Foundry 42, so you can see exactly quite what a big operation it is here. I mean, it's pretty big. It's actually, the UK studio is actually now our biggest studio of all our internal studios. I think there's
we're taking over.
Yeah, 63 people here. It's and we'll probably grow some more. I mean, there's a fair amount of really good English talent and also general European talent, and then of course in the UK there's the government has, in its wisdom, thank you very much, UK government, but has decided to basically have credits for game development. So that allows us to have the money go further over here, because the UK government gives 25% back for game production here. So it's a good place for us to sort of invest in extra resources, because the money goes a little further. And of course, even though we've got a lot of it from you guys, thank you very much out there. In the scope of the game that we're building, at the quality and the fidelity we want to build with, all the features, and also run servers and all this other stuff, it goes pretty quickly generally. So finding places where you can get good value for your money is pretty important. It's one of the reasons why we're also doing work up in Montreal, because Montreal, Canada, has its own sort of subsidies for game development. UK's been doing a great job. A lot of the stuff you've seen in Arena Commander, the racing mode, is being sort of led out of here, the UK. So it's a good team. It's a team that I've worked with some of the key people before, and we've picked up some other people from other locations that have experience with CryEngine, which is really important for us. It's fun, as much as all the stuff that we showed at Gamescom was cool, there's a whole bunch of extra, stuff that's in the pipeline that we will be sharing as we go along that I think, is even cooler. And it's fun. So I'm having a good time here, although the August summer days are reminding me why I now live in Los Angeles as opposed to back here in Manchester.
Yeah, I think August is now classified as autumn, as far as I can work out. So.
Thank you to everybody that came out to the Gamescom event. Thank you to everybody that watched it on the live stream, and thank you to everyone out there that has backed the game, because without your support, we couldn't be doing this thing. And I think Aaron's going to go off and either kill me or some co-athlete.
No, thank you for this, and especially thank you to Marcus and Sazu, because this is absolutely fantastic. And I will be hooking up the taser to this, which is meant to come through the forks for once you jam it through the Vandal armor, then it does even more damage. It's great.
See you guys.
See ya.
Hey everybody, welcome to Customer Service. I'm Will.
And I'm Alexis.
This week we've been getting a lot of tickets about the Constellation lineup. Be assured we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
And I've got some merchandise updates this week. We will be offering the Star Citizen playing cards, notepad, and pen set for $19 including shipping. And we will be offering this awesome Star Citizen towel for $30 including shipping. So be sure to pick these up on Friday in the store.
Thank you guys, and we'll catch you guys next time. Could I throw in another you guys while I was in there? Thank you guys.
Finger guns!
Thanks, ladies. And if people don't let up about the Constellation, tell them we'll remove another hard point. We're not really going to do that. Please do not write to us about removing a hard point. So that's it for Around the Verse. We've got some cool stuff coming up, including Dragon Con, which I'll be going to along with Dave Haddock and David Ladyman and Alex Mayberry, our new super producer. Meanwhile, Chris Roberts, who's that, will be at PAX along with Bug Smasher Mark Abement and Ferris Wheel Chad. So that's coming up in 2 weeks. That's Labor Day weekend. So we will have an episode before that, we'll remind you. But we've got some cool stuff planned for those events.
Next week, we have an interview with technical artist Matt Intrieri. Make sure to get your questions in.
So we'd like to leave you with a little art sneak peek. And here it is.
Whoa! Did you see that?
I did.
That was crazy.
We may be overselling it.
What are you gonna do?
So that's it for the show. Actually, we have one more bullet point. I should know that James wrote the script this week. And he has left as the last bullet point, and I quote, more funny stuff and goodbyes. You got anything?
No, that might have been the oversell.
Okay. See you next week, guys.
Bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Around the Verse.
We have so much energy right now. Can you take a lot of energy drinks?
That's right, Gamescom.
Gamescom!
Happened.
$50 million!
$51 million.
52! Not yet.
Oh, close.